recognition. In the like manner, the event provides an opportunity for the development of significant connections and collaborations. I recommend all of you to take advantage of this connection with one and another, share ideas which will go beyond this event. Now, for the further next introduction session, Ms. Gunjan Sharma ma'am will join you. I would like to invite Ms. Gunjan Sharma ma'am. Please come and continue the session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and distinguished speaker. I, Gunjan Sharma, welcome you all to our one-day international conference. Now, I would like to request our honorable chairperson. Now, I would like to request our president, Professor Dr. S.C. Jain sir, to honor our chief guest, Mr. Parichit Mengi sir, with the sapling. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request our convener, Professor Dr. Manish Jamni sir, to honor our guest of honor, Mr. Puneet Bhargav sir, with the sapling. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request our registrar, Mr. Gajendra Singh Yadav sir, to honor our president, Professor Dr. S.C. Jain sir, with the sapling. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request our organizing secretary, Professor Dr. Manish Dev Indoria sir, to honor our registrar sir, Mr. Gajendra Singh Yadav sir, with the sapling. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request Professor Dr. S.N. Sharma sir to honor our convener, Professor Dr. Manish Jamni sir, with the sapling. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request Professor Dr. Chandan Saran sir to honor our organizing secretary, Professor Dr. Manish Dev Indoria sir, with a sapling. Now, I would like to request Dr. Rakhi ma'am to honor Dr. Mayank Sharma sir with a sapling. Mayank sir is not there. Now, I would like to request Ms. Sonam Chaurasia ma'am to honor our Mr. Satish Vyas sir with a sapling. Satish sir is. Now, I would like to request Dr. Neetu Sharma ma'am to honor our Assistant Organizing Secretary, Mr. Ram Kumar Sharma sir, with a sapling. Now, I would like to request Dr. Saima Kadri ma'am to honor our Assistant Organizing Secretary, Ms. Asha Shukla ma'am, with the sapling. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to request Dr. Satish Gupta sir to honor our Assistant Organizing Secretary, Mr. Priyam Srivastav sir, with the sapling. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request Ms. Pratiksha Kamar ma'am to honor Mr. Manish Kumar Sharma sir with the sapling. He is not present. Thank you, sir. It gives me great pleasure to now introduce a crucial player from behind the scenes whose unwavering commitment and hard work has been essential to the success of this conference. Please join us as we welcome Professor Mr. Dr. Manish Jamini, sir, the convener of the conference and principal of the Department of Pharmacy, to the platform for the overview of the conference event.
Very good morning to all of you. Chairperson, Honorable Chairperson Sir of Medicine University of Dr. Bharat Parsha Sir in his absence here due to health issue. Professor S.C. Jain Sir, our Honorable President. Managing Director Dr. J.D. Kakkar Sir. Registrar Mr. Gajen Singh Yadav Sir. Management Representative Sri Satish Vyas Sir. Guest of Honor Mr. Bhargav Ji. Chief Guest Mr. Parichit Mengi Ji. All online and offline keynote speakers, I welcome you all. It is with great pleasure and sense of responsibility that I stand before you today as we inaugurate this conference on valuable topic, pharmacy and sustainable healthcare, recent trends and challenges in eco-friendly practices. In an era, in an era In an era where healthcare systems are facing novel challenges, the role of pharmacy in ensuring sustainable healthcare has never been more critical. As pharmacists, we are not only custodian of medication but also advocate for the well-being of our communities. As we have seen in the we can say the pandemic situation like COVID, this conference served as a platform for us to come together, share knowledge, and explore innovative solutions to the complex issues facing our healthcare systems, from ensuring access to essential medicines to promoting rational drug use and advocating the environmental sustainability in pharmaceutical practices. Our discussion will shape the future of pharmacy practice. Together, let us embark on this journey towards a healthier, more sustainable future where pharmacy plays a central role in promoting the well-being of individuals and communities alike. The pharmaceutical industry plays a crucial role in healthcare delivery, but its impact on the environment cannot be overlooked. As the world grapples with the challenges of climate change and environmental degradation, there is a growing imperative for the pharmacy profession to adopt eco-friendly practices. And the last, in conclusion, integrating eco-friendly practices into pharmacy operation is essential for promoting sustainability and mitigating the environment impact of the pharmaceutical industry. By embracing energy efficiency, waste reduction, sustainable packaging, and green procurement, pharmacies can contribute to a healthier planet and a more sustainable future for generations to come. Through collaboration, innovation, and collective action, the pharmacy profession can lead the way toward a greener and more sustainable world. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your insightful introduction, sir. Your understanding of the goals, format, and purpose of the conference has prepared us for the insightful conversation and knowledge exchange that will take place. Our university's intellectual environment has been shaped by his commitment to promoting a culture of research, innovation, and collaboration. Under his guidance, we have seen incredible advancements in a number of disciplines, making our university a center for knowledge and creativity today. We are honored to have our president, Professor Dr. S.C. Jain sir, bless this occasion with his presence as we come together to collaborate the completion of months of tremendous efforts and planning. I would like to request President of Maharishi Urban University, Professor Dr. S.C. Jain sir, to please come over the stage to share a few words with us.
Good morning to all of you. Remembering Ma Saraswati on this academic event, I start the address by the sayings of Mahatma Gandhi, who says that earth gives us enough to feed the requirement of everyone, but not the greed of them. Starting with this, I, Professor S.C. Jain, feel honored to address, that is the inaugural address on this event of one day international conference on pharmacy and sustainable healthcare, recent trends and challenges in eco-friendly practices. With the start in absentia, Honorable Chairperson Sir, Dr. Bharat Parasar, Guest of Honor, Mr. Paritit, Keynote Speaker, Mr. Bhargav, sitting on the dais, all members of organizing committee, Managing Director Professor G.P. Kakkal, Registrar Rajat Singh Yadav, our special invitee, rather I will not say invitee, but that is a core part of this university, Professor Dr. Piyush, whom I fail to identify because of some adapting some healthcare practices where he has reduced his weight. All deans heads, all intellectuals, scholars, researchers, industrialists, I welcome you all for this event. Though I'm not well aware about the pharmacy, eco-friendly practices, what are pharmacists, because on that topic, you all people will deliver your ideas. We try to make the linkage. But again, coming to this thing, because as I entered, I spoke कि आज हम वापस इकट्ठे हो गए. You know, sir, in Mercy University, we have started a train of organizing various conferences and seminars from this year. And at the end of the session, this is our last conference. We have earlier organized 4-5 seminars and conferences where the recent topics have been discussed, whether it is concerned with science, IT, commerce, social science, humanities, or agriculture. As far as the topic is concerned, pharmacy. What I feel pharmacy is discovering, manufacturing, dispensing, and monitoring the dosage, if I'm not wrong. When we talk about sustainability, what is sustainability? Sustainability, that is properly to maintain the dosage, whether it is not overdose, avoiding the wastage also. When we come to eco-friendly, so eco-friendly is concerned with the three pillars, that is environment, okay, then economic and social. When I was talking with Mr. Bhargav, I was trying to make myself understand that what is the relationship between pharma, pharmacy, pharmacist, industrialist, and the process starts with the pharmacy, because this is what you people go into the research site, and accordingly you manufacture the medicines, and that is being supplied to the society. But my only question is this: do we really fit to establish the eco-friendly status? This is my basic question. How do we stand? Where do we stand? This is again a very burning question. Though I won't be coming to the negative sides of the other things, we'll talk about the positive sides only. Because whatever my feelings were, I've already conveyed it to you. And that is what we are going to discuss here. Though it is a very interesting topic, because I've come across, I myself have undergone. And presently also the pharmacy is under the transitional period, being driven by innovative changes. Whether those innovative changes are being adhered to by the pharmacy, whether the medicines are being manufactured according to the need, according to the economic status of the patient also. Who does take care or who does monitor the patient's need? As a general man, I say, हम तो केवल इतना जानते हैं कि हॉस्पिटल है, डॉक्टर दवा दे रहा है, बिकॉज फॉर ए जनरल मैन ईश्वर के बाद में डॉक्टर ही उसका दूसरा ईश्वर होता है, ठीक है, एंड डॉक्टर इज गिविंग द मेडिसिन which is being manufactured by you people, whether they are economic substances, whether the patient can afford it. The research should be directed in the way that a general person, a general man, can afford it. What I feel personally again, not if otherwise please, hospital and doctors, that is a part of, because the pharmacy is based on the hospitals and the doctors. If there is no hospital, there is no doctor, the pharmacy or pharmacist will have no existence at all. Do you agree with me with my aspect? When a general patient is being admitted in the private hospital, that is multi-specialty hospital, can a general patient afford the expenditure of that hospital? No, because whenever is patient going to multi hospitals, multi-specialty hospitals, he is being asked, मेडिक्लेम पॉलिसी है क्या? जिसके पास है वो तो वहाँ ट्रीटमेंट करा लेगा, जिसके पास नहीं है वो तो वहाँ नहीं कराएगा. Ultimately, he go to the general hospitals, and you have seen the condition of the general hospitals also. Is it eco-friendly? No, it is not eco-friendly. So my suggestion to you all is that in this conference, when we deliberate the things, there are two things, there are two aspects: theoretical aspect and practical aspect. Theoretically, we can talk about the honesty. ईमानदारी की हम बहुत बातें कर सकते हैं, ईमानदारी की बातें करके हम अपने आप को थोड़ा सा डिस्टेंस बना सकते हैं, but do we really follow it in practice? Mr. Bhargav, I told you my all agonies, and I request you to think about that. To think about that. So I hope that the discussions going to take place in the conference will definitely be fruitful. Diverting me from the topic of the conference, here at Massillon University, it was founded in the year 2015, and the Department of Pharmacy was established in the year 2016. And we are running bachelor's course, diploma course, master's course, as well as research course. With the permission of, say, with the approval of PCI. In the Department of Pharmacy, we are giving a very holistic education under the leadership of Dr. Manish Jain, linking the education with the sustainable healthcare. He is a good leader and trying to take the department at the heights. We are having modern labs equipped with the modern equipment also. We are into the process of manufacturing the medicines also. We are having here herbal gardens also. Not last. This type of gathering, this whole year has been the year of gathering in this auditorium with the efforts of my colleague, Professor G.T. Katkar. In education, one plus one is never two. This is always one and one 11. One person designs the things, other person implements. He designed so many conferences which really took the realistic phase. Though this is the first time of the conferences, there may be some shortcomings also. And we'll definitely try, if you feel any type of shortcoming, we'll try to improve it next time when we call you. Other things also. At the same time, for this conference, Professor Manish Jain has drafted a souvenir as well as a book. And I really feel honored to launch his book Souvenir as well as the book and souvenir of the earlier conferences. Uh, So on 1st and 2nd November 2023, we had a conference that was so sir, on 2nd November we had a conference organized by the Faculty of Social Science, and the topic was Gandhi's Vision for India from 1947 to 2047. It was organized by the Faculty of Social Science and Humanities, and organizing secretary was Dr. Neetu Sharma. Then, in the month of February, we had the conference organized by the Faculty of Basic Science, Management and Computers. Now I invite Dr. Neetu Sharma. So again, in the continuation of these seminars, on March 1st and 2nd, we organized one, one conference that was international also. It was organized by the Faculty of Basic Science, Management and Computer. And the topic of the conference was recent advancements and innovations in science, management and informatics. So we are lucky to have you all people to launch this souvenir again. So thank you very much for launching all these souvenirs again. With this all, I'd like to conclude and I wish every success of this conference. And I request at the same time I request Professor Manish Jain also to present the abstract of the discussions with the pros and cons. With this, I congratulate Professor Manish Jain and thankful to the dignitaries, Mr. Bhargav, Mr. Parichit, especially again Dr. Piyush to have spare time to make the event grand and gala. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your blissful word. We will definitely consider some solution on this issue, sir. Uh, Now, I would like to request our registrar, Mr. Gajin Singh Yadav, sir, to honor our managing director, Professor Dr. Gurudat Kakkar, sir, with a sapling, as he was not present earlier. Sir, we will change the sequence. in future maybe.
Now it will be president will offer the community to reach that. That will be reverse now.
Yes. Uh, Today marks a momentous occasion as we gather to inaugurate. As Sir has already inaugurated, I will brief it like the book was authored by the talented Professor Dr. Manish Dev Indoria Sir, Mrs. Anita Sharma ma'am, Shukla ma'am. It is with that I introduce our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Parichit Mengi, who is well known for his outstanding leadership as the managing director of Beautiful Healthcare Private Limited, offers an enormous amount of knowledge and understanding on this event. Their commitment to pharmaceutical sciences has inspired numerous others worldwide in addition to leaving an enduring impression in their field. Please join me in giving Mr. Parichit Mangi a warm welcome. His presence enhances this conference.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Parachut. I'm the managing director of Beautiful Healthcare Private Limited. We guys are into manufacturing of injectable drugs, especially used in parenteral preparations. So we guys are making drugs sterile in aseptic conditions so that it caters more to the human nature. It is with great humility and gratitude that I stand before you today as a chief guest of this esteemed pharmacy college. I am deeply honored to have been given the opportunity to address such a talented and dedicated group of individuals who are poised to make a significant contribution to the field of pharmacy. As we gather here today, we are reminded of a critical role of pharmacists play in our healthcare system. Pharmacists are not merely dispensers of medications, they are trusted healthcare providers who ensure the safe and effective use of medications, advocate for patient health and wellness, and collaborate with other healthcare professionals to optimize patient outcomes. To the students in the audience, I want to congratulate each and every one of you for choosing this noble profession. Pharmacy is a field that offers endless opportunities of growth, innovation, and impact. Whether you aspire to work in community pharmacies, hospitals, research laboratories, pharmaceutical industries, or academia, your role as a pharmacist will be instrumental in shaping the future of healthcare. As you embark on this journey, I encourage you to embrace lifelong learning, professional development. The field of pharmacy is constantly evolving with new medications, technology, and treatment modalities emerging every day. It is essential that you stay abreast of these developments and continuously seek opportunities to expand your knowledge and skills. I also urge you to never lose sight of human aspect of pharmacy. Behind every prescription, every medication, and every dose regimen, there is a patient who is relying on you for guidance, support, and compassion. Always remember the profound impact that you can have on the lives you serve and strive to uphold the highest standards of ethical conduct and patient care. Finally, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude towards Dr. Bharat Parashar sir, Chairman of Maharishi Urban Group of University, Professor S.C. Jain sir, Managing Director, G.D. Kapoor sir, Registrar, Gajendra Singh Yadav ji, Management Representative, Satish Raj sir, Mayank Sharma sir, Conveyor of Conference, Manish Jemni sir, Organizing Secretary, MD Indoria sir, Assistant Organizing Secretary, Mr. Ram Kumar sir, Mr. Priyam Srivastava sir, and Mrs. Asha Shukla ma'am.
In conclusion, I'm filled with optimism and excitement as I look out this audience today. The future of pharmacy is bright and it is in your capable hands. As you embark on this journey, remember that you are not just pharmacists, you are agents of positive change who have the power to transform lives and communities. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
It is my honor to introduce Mr. Puneet Bhargav. He is B Pharma and had completed his MBA from IIM Kolkata. He has 26 years experience in pharma sales and worked with GSK, AstraZeneca and Abbott and presently working at JSM in Wockhardt.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Puneet Bhargav, not JSM, it's ZSM, working based out at Delhi in Wockhardt Limited. Now, I'll just tell you something about Wockhardt. Wockhardt is a big pharmaceutical company who are research based. In fact, this company is almost now 75 years old company. Now, Wockhardt is into manufacturing, research, and they are majorly focusing into the research of biopharma. Now, I hope you're all aware of biopharma. It's all drugs which are coming out with the natural sources and which people come out like we have got insulins, we've got erythropoietins, we've got carboproteins also with us, and plus we've got certain research molecules, research antibiotics. Now, if you see world over, there were many companies who are doing research on pharmaceuticals, but Wockhardt is the only company nowadays. They are developing antibiotics. Still, we have got a lot of antibiotic which is coming into the market. So just to say, it's a bright future with Wockhardt. All of you people sitting out there, we are looking forward for your help also, and we would like to extend those. So although I answered, again, would like to extend my sincere thanks to the chairperson of Maharishi Ayurveda University. Although Bharat sir is not there today, but definitely my sincere thanks to him for bringing us over here. And of course, President Professor Dr. S.C. Jain sir, and Managing Director Dr. G.D. Karkar sir, Registrar Dr. Gajendra Singh Yadav sir, Managing Representative Shri Satish Vyas sir, as well as Mayank Sharma sir ji, for organizing this conference. The chief guest, Mr. Parishit, thanks for being here. As a convener and of the conference, Dr. Manish Jumani sir, organizing secretary, Dr. Manish Indoria sir, also association assistant organizing secretaries, all you've done a wonderful job, and the pharmacy faculty and other esteemed faculties who are present over here. Also, all the dignitary guests, apart from us, and all the bright students who are sitting out there, thanks for being here. Now, just to tell about the pharma, why my presence over here. Firstly, we would like to thank the organizer to call us Wockhardt as a family over here, plus Wockhardt, the rep over here, for telling you about Wockhardt. Like sir said, one thing, the eco-friendly. Uh, the theme is eco-friendly. Now, when we are thinking about eco-friendly, always in our mind something comes as the environment. Environment say eco-friendly hai ki. So, but eco-friendly is not only just environment; it is also how favorable is to the society. Like sir started one thing very well, that there are a lot of negative things happening. But how we can bring that down as pharmacists sitting out there, how we can bring and say to that we are doing something good, which is good for the society. So that's also eco-friendly. Sir, I hope I'm correct into that. Because it's not only the environment. Of course, manufacturers बैठे हैं, they think of eco-friendly because all the waste management is something Indian companies अगर देखें the 30% of the revenue goes into waste management. So their part becomes very evident. अगर आप देखें world over, there are companies who are manufacturing. India and China are two basic countries where the manufacturing is high, and we have now, as of now, Indian API is the third largest manufacturers. So why that is happening? Because we are taking care of all the eco-friendly factors like the waste management and all, and we are able to give the world the best of the medicines. आज की डेट में almost 60% of generic medicines in US are going from India, API countries. So as of now, if I'm standing over here, $80 billion US dollar is the market size of API. So friends, students, when you are studying pharmacy, you've got a bright future in India to work. I still remember when I was doing pharmacy in 1997, सबसे पहला लोगों के दिमाग में ये आता था कि how to go out of India, how to move to US because research हो गया, any of the things which are more in US and Australian and these countries. But India still is doing a lot of work now. There are a lot of bright future, and all of you have got a lot of job opportunities in India. So further, we'll definitely, when we talk about our presentations, I'll come on that factors also. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for calling us. And I hope we in future, we are also trying to drive certain drives from Bhokar to take some students who can come into sales or different sectors of Bhokar. We'll be conducting some interviews and campus networking with you all. But once when your all exams are over, we'll discuss with Noria sir and how we can bring about it. So that's all from my end. Thank you for calling.
Now we move forward for big book inauguration. Today marks a momentous occasion as we gather to inaugurate the newest literary masterpiece to grace our shelves. It is with immense pride that we introduce a textbook on pharmaceutical microbiology, authored by the talented Professor Dr. Manish Dev Indoria sir, holds patent in India and UK and also includes numerous research articles in national and international journals showcasing his innovative approach to the field. Mrs. Anita Sharma ma'am, who is the principal of Rajdhani College of Pharmacy, Jaipur. She has substantial body of research work with numerous national and international research papers and also holds UK and India patent. And Mrs. Asha Shukla ma'am also holds Indian patent and has significant body of research work with various research paper published. Now I would like to call the persons who are sitting on dais and the author of the book for the inauguration of the book. For the further technical session, I would request the dignitaries to kindly have a seat.
नहीं वो पीपीटी चेंज हुई है फिर से इधर मैं आप दे देता हूँ पेन ड्राइव नहीं है मेरे पास मैं तो लैपटॉप ही कैरी करता हूँ तो स्लाइड चेंजर आपके करते हैं दे देता हूँ नहीं मैं स्लाइड ये आप इसमें लगा दीजिए ना ये पेन ड्राइव नहीं है जस्ट स्लाइड यस ये जरा चेक कर दीजिए इधर का आईटी का इधर का कुछ होगा
Now, welcome to the technical session of the International Conference on Pharmacy and Sustainable Healthcare, Recent Trends and Challenges in Eco-Friendly Practices. We are delighted to have you all here as we delve into a series of presentation and discussion in cutting-edge topics in our respective fields. Without further ado, please join us on the stage in extending a warm welcome to Chairperson of Technical Session, Dr. Piyush Sharma, Principal Maharishi Urban College of Pharmacy, and President Rajasthan State Branch, and Association of Pharmaceutical Teacher of India. Professor Dr. Piyush Sharma brings a wealth of knowledge, experience, and expertise to this conference, and we are privileged to have them lead us through a series of insightful presentations and discussions on recent advancement and innovation on breakthrough in scientific research. Now, I would like to request Organizing Secretary Professor Dr. Manish Dev Indoria sir to honor our Professor Dr. Piyush Sharma with a sapling. Thank you, sir. Over the next hour, we will have the opportunity to explore a wide range of research findings, innovations, and insights shared by Mr. Puneet Bhargav sir and Dr. Ashok K. Dattaselia. These presentations present the latest advancement and breakthrough in pharmaceutical sciences, and we are excited to learn from our distinguished speakers. First keynote speaker, it is my honor to introduce Mr. Puneet Bhargav sir. He is B Pharma and MBA from IIM Kolkata. Sir, having 26 years of experience in pharma sales and work with GSK AstraZeneca abroad, presently working as zonal sales manager in Wokard. Now, I would like to request our first keynote speaker, Mr. Puneet Bhargav sir.
Hey, good morning once again to all of you. My presentation, in fact, is, as I said in my talk earlier, is basically for only the students and for their bright futures. So when we talk about pharmaceuticals, there are four aspects of pharmaceuticals, if you dare to talk. Now, when you come up, any students who comes out into industry, they've got two choices, either to go in for higher studies, that is, one is to go in for MPharm, then further PhD, or second is to go in for MBAs. So now MBA, again, there are two parts over there. One is to marketing and one is to sales. Similarly, when it comes to M.Pharm or PhD, then there are two ways what you can do. You can go in for manufacturing, or you can go in for specifically your research-based uh, thing. Now, in India, now when I started, there are a lot of pharmaceutical companies are doing research nowadays, and of course, there is a bright future in research also now. And manufacturing, of course, like API, the market is become big, so that also aspect is there. Here, when I'm talking standing over there, I will be talking about something different. That is into when you are when you directly do B.Pharm or you do MBA, you come out and work in field or come into sales. So I'm going to take you through this part of that is into purely into pharmaceutical sales and marketing. So my presentation is purely into the scopes and the future you have for pharmaceutical sales. And if I talk about the pharmaceutical sales market as of now, now in the industry, in the dynamic realm, the industry is changing very fast. And the sales part is also changing similarly very fast. Now you take earlier days when I talk about 5 years down the line, the pharmaceutical sales was purely based upon direct sales, indirect sales. That is, a doctor used to prescribe a drug to the patient, patient used to go to the market. As a pharmaceutical company, I used to call it as indirect sales because I am nowhere in touch with the patient who is my direct customer. In fact, he is buying the product for me. But I am going and meeting the doctor who's an indirect prescriber for the product that goes and it is sold after a retail and there is a chain of channel management happens. So there the changes are taking place now. The patient themselves are becoming the consumers and they are becoming the decision makers also. Earlier, like I said, the doctor used to prescribe. Here also the doctors prescribe. But now the OTC segment is developing very fast in India. Specifically, when I talk about post-COVID period, the earlier अगर आप देखिए post-COVID, in fact, the drugs which are available, patients are going directly into the market and buying it. So the systems is changing. The dynamism of the market is changing. Now, if I talk about the market itself, like Indian pharmaceutical sales, right now it's standing as $57 billion, which is a huge chunk. And it is estimated in 2024 end, we'll be ending at around similar $65 billion. And in around 2030, the same market will grow up to around $135 billion. And this is estimation based on the CAGR, the growth which is happening in Indian pharmaceutical market. Now देखिए कैसे market बढ़ते जा रहा है. It is in next maybe 6 years it is going to double up in India. Similarly, when I come to manufacturing, right now it is $80 billion is the market which is there right now in API, and it is estimated to grow by almost 35% in next 5 years. So for you guys, there is obviously both the parts are very it's going to grow in India, and you can definitely drive your career in both the parts. The scope of pharmaceutical sales, now I'm coming, it is based or influenced by various factors, which are like the technology investment which is taking place. I'll the technology investments, what is happening, if you see digital mode of promotion of products, digital mode of patients having the idea is getting high. Earlier एक सिंपल पैटर्न होता था पेशेंट डॉक्टर के पास जाता था फिजिकली डॉक्टर एग्जामिन करता था और उसको ट्रीटमेंट देता था now it is becoming more of evidence based nowadays it is said that patients को वो 10 तरह की वो पहले इन्वेस्टिगेशन देता है apart from giving that investigation then the doctor treats the patient depending on those investigations. So because of this now non-touch environment, non-touch this thing is getting high because of the COVID. डॉक्टर्स आज की डेट में बहुत जल्दी पेशेंट को टच नहीं करता. अर्लियर टच एक जो फैक्टर था वो बहुत हाई होता था डॉक्टर के ट्रीटमेंट में. Now it is not that. More of evidence basis coming. And digital platform is making use of that very fast. Patient is sitting maybe 200 kilometers away from the doctor, but still he is getting treated. That is a digital transformation which is happening. The factor why this is happening, because the trust of the patient to the doctor. That is the thing, because once he is shown to the doctor, maybe next 5 times he may call the doctor, may have a easy video chat with the doctor and get the treatment done over there. So that's a transformation which is happening. And the pharmaceutical market is also evolving in the same manner. Pharmaceutical market nowadays, it's not no more remain that patient there retail pay, he will buy the medicine there. Patient is sitting at home, he gets prescribed by the doctor online. He purchases the medicines online. There are so many platforms nowadays available because of this technology advancement. He can purchase those medicines online anywhere he's sitting. So that's a transformation which is happening in pharmaceutical world. Now the government is taking a lot of efforts into regularizing these things, because the fact is, recent things have come in like Tata and these, they've opened up their medical shops, online shops, where they are not even taking the prescriptions. Now, a job of a pharmacist is basically to read the prescription and give the medication according to the prescribed according to the diagnosis of the doctors. Now, that is no more a part of Indian pharmaceutical market. The prescription goes to the directly online. It is needed in the app. The medicines which are prescribed, it is scanned by a AI system, and that is they just prescribe and get the alternative to the patient. These are the medication, these are the alternatives which are available. So that's a transformation which is happening with pharmaceutical world. So that's something which all of you need to learn before entering into the market. You need to learn whether you're going into a pharmacy, whether you're going into a sales. Then regulatory changes. Uh, like Sir Dr. S.C. Jain also said something, there are a lot of negative things happening into the thing. That's why the regulatory changes are taking place, and the dynamism and pressure of the government, these changes are coming up. Now, no more like we as a pharmaceutical company, we cannot advertise drugs, advertise products into the our advertising sales like TV or radios and all. There is a pattern how we need to advertise our drug. For us, pharmaceutical representative are the best source of advertising. So, in a sense of saying, for me, a medical rep is my Amitabh Bachchan or Amir Khan, who goes out and addresses to the doctor and tells about the medicines. So that ethical changes and regulatory changes is happening. Now, with the recent guidelines which is coming in 2024, there are a lot of forces have come upon doctors as well as pharmaceutical sales, which is happening. Now, a lot of the focus is gone on that. And obviously, the patients or the manufacturer, they are sitting together and they are doing a lot of work on it. And government is putting a lot of efforts to streamline those processes. Next is the marketing dynamics. Yes, a very relevant thing. It's the environment where the market is. Kolkata में बैठा हुआ patient will have a different requirement than a patient sitting out in Jaipur or Delhi. The per capita income of Delhi person may be higher than Kolkata. So his buying capacity or his buying sense will be different. The kind of marketing what we are doing in pharmaceutical differs everywhere accordingly. Now, if you talk about like hospitals की बात करते हैं, तो major hospitals we see the corporate hospitals are building up majorly into the big towns like Delhi, Kolkata, or Chennai and these places where the per capita income of the patient is high. Now, this A class towns, B class towns are also getting a lot of corporate hospitals. The reason is the paying capacity of the patient is rising. So definitely on the same side, pharmaceutical changes are also taking place in the same regard. The focus is more on the A class town or B class town into the market. Then, of course, is consumer behavior. How the consumer, how people wants the things to happen. Because nowadays the patient because requires more of transparency. I hope everybody would have visited doctors. Earlier, when you were students, you would have never asked a doctor whatever he has treated. Whatever he prescribes, you will just go and buy it and take that medicine as it is, as what is written. Moment you complete pharmacy or person who knows about medicine, he starts questioning. He becomes, he requires a transparency. What exactly I'm suffering? What is the kind of medication you're giving? Are you giving a proper medication or not? Because nowadays, this transparency requires this the patient requires a lot of transparency in his medication, especially when it comes to the chronic elements like cancer, diabetes. Education of the patient over there becomes a very relevant part. As a pharmacist, we have a very high role to play over here because doctors, many a times, they do not give that much of time to the patient and they are not able to explain to the patient what and how they are supposed to take the medication. There, as a pharmacist, your role is quite pedestal. You are supposed to give them a proper guideline how to go about it. Now, value-based healthcare, of course, is one of the same part on everything has to has a value. I, as a middle class person, maybe cannot afford a 2.5, say 3, 4 lakhs worth of medication. But there are again medications available on the same thing in the generic form at just around 4, 5 thousand rupees. So there, the value-based patients who are able to afford whatever they everybody has a role to play. Then the emerging market, there are a lot of emerging markets are coming in. Like I said, A, B, C towns now A or B, C is no more. It's emerging market, which is there as a then patient-centric approach. As a pharmacist, we are supposed to have our treatment protocols. Every patient should have a different protocol to be treated over there. Although once a protocol is set, that is there, but definitely we can have a differential approach or treatment for every patient. Now coming to my line, in fact, as a pharmaceutical sales manager, my first job was as a medical representative. And I'll just talk to you about the entry level, the skill, and of course the opportunities which lies as a medical representative. I hope you all are aware of medical representative. Anyone for from back for students who are there? Anyone? Hi and aware. So role of a medical representative. Now that's something which is changed over period. When I started as a medical rep in 1997, my role over there was more or more so ever was information to the doctors. At that time, there were no internets. Doctors were not so internet savvy. They were not able to even browse on the net to find out what is happening in the pharma. We were the ones who used to impart knowledge about the pharma world to the doctors. So to say that I was supposed to have, or as a medical representative, I was supposed to have the best knowledge just available for which the doctors do not have. Now, as a doctor, if I talk about, they are very good at diagnosis. Job of a pharmacist or a pharma person over here comes is our job was to have a proper knowledge of PKPD profile, that is pharmacokinetic and manual profile of a medication, and we are able to explain to the doctor how to use it in which indications, the dosage, the kind, what is work, what are the adverse events, what are the side effects, everything we are supposed to do. So patients के ऊपर कोई भी medication जानी है, that knowledge was given by the pharma people to the doctors. So that was a role earlier. Now, if I talk about every doctor has access towards the internet. So over there, they no more require your knowledge over there. But still, as a pharmaceutical people, if we are aware of pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics, you are able to convince the doctor about the medication and you are able to give them a proper knowledge in what we get. क्योंकि डॉक्टर चाहे कुछ भी हो, कितना भी पढ़ा लिखा हो, उसके पास टाइम नहीं है पढ़ने का. So there our role comes quite high over. Then what is the qualification required? Earlier, we used to take B.Pharm people only. Now, your competition is there with B.Pharm, BSc, BCom, maybe even BBA, MBS, who have done in pharmaceutical management. So there are your competition. Now the competition is very high. But as a pharmacy graduate, if you are aware of exactly how the drugs works and you are able to convince, you'll have an edge over that. Plus, your chances of promotion going forward into the industry is better in pharmaceutical space. Your knowledge about the pharmaceutical industry, the demography is very important over here. You should be able to convince your partners, which is doctors, or your partners, which is other pharmacists who are working in hospitals or retailers, is very high. You are the information point for all of them. It's not there; they will get all information online. Many of the online information not correct. They are deceptive. They may have something जो हम बोलते हैं तिल का ताड़ बनाना वो वाली बात होती है. But similarly, there are informations which you are aware, you are able to impart to your partners, you are able to do a better job. Then strategy and promotion, promoting promotion strategies. Promotion strategies is something which is very relevant to a large job environment. When I'm talking to a customer, how which is the segment I'm going to drive. Now a doctor is sitting in a maybe an interior town or I'm sitting in Jaipur. I'll have a differential strategically different promotion strategy for both the doctors. If a doctor is sitting in an interior town, his keta of patient, what is referring, there may be a low keta patient, maybe that general patients are more to that doctor. Similarly, a doctor sitting in super specialty or hospital, or maybe Maxes or Fortis or these hospitals, they definitely have a different differential keta of patient. There, as a medical rep, you are supposed to have a better knowledge how to promote your product and which product should be promoted. Building a strong relationship with healthcare professions, which is a very mandatory part because see, having a proper knowledge about your customer is something very evident and something very much required by your by all of us. Now, compliance and ethics. I was talking to there are certain negative. I was talking to Dr. Jain about the negative parts of pharmaceutical and doctor election, which is happening. But nowadays, you are as a person, you are supposed to design. He, would you be ethical with this community? Would you? I hope we all will say we would not like to burn for any unethical means. And there are compliance and ethical guidelines being laid down. It's not that it is not like that. There are no guidelines. There are guidelines which are there, but it is on all of you when you are working in field how to adhere to it and 100% function towards it. So every person is different. देखिए फार्मस अगर सिर्फ फार्मेसी की बात नहीं करता हूँ. Politics में not every politician is corrupt. There are politicians who are not corrupt. Similarly, in pharmaceutical world, all doctors, not all doctors are corrupt. There are many doctors, तभी ये fraternity चल रही है. Similarly, in our pharmacy manner, we are also supposed to have the same thing. When I'm dispensing a medication to a patient, how मैं कितना अच्छी तरह पेशेंट को समझा पाता हूँ, उसको उसके बेनिफिट की कितनी अच्छी तरह दवाई दे सकता हूँ, उसका समझ सकता हूँ कि which patient, which product is required and more is required. So you are budding pharmacists, all of you, whether you work in sales, whether you work in a pharmacy, whether you work in research. I would request all of you to adhere to these guidelines 100% so that nothing comes up to you. Then again, utilizing technology. Nowadays, data management is becoming a very relevant part. If, as a manager, if I'm working, I'm aware of Excel and it's working properly. I am edge over the other person. I am able to do things in a much better manner and manage my things in a better manner. Similarly, you all people, when you are working in the field, you should be able to manage your data properly and utilize the newer technology which is coming, which is like computers, iPads, and all. Everything is coming now. This Excel has is becoming a biggest in fact, for me, it's the biggest help for me in my working profile. And data insights, you can take a lot of data insights by this management. So, This is all from my end. Thank you for listening so patiently. Any questions we can have after the session? Because everything I think so. Sir has given me only 30 minutes to talk about it. And definitely we'll interact post this. And my cards and things are there. Sir, Dr. Indoria has my number. If any help you all of you require, I'm always there for the. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It is my honor to introduce Dr. Ashok K. Ratuselia. He is currently working as assistant professor in the Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology at NIPR, Raebareli. Dr. Ashok earned his PhD from this institute and his postdoctoral training at National Brain Research Center, Gurgaon, University of Milan, Italy, and Department of Neuroscience and Pharmacology, University of Goa, USA. His research interest includes age-related neurodegenerative disorders, stress disorders, and neurobiology of metabolism. He significantly contributed to the work investigating neuroinflammation, diabetes-associated cognitive deficit, and brain plasticity. Dr. Ashok embarking in a new era of research focused on the dissecting the trajectories for stress resilience and vulnerable behavior of an individual. He has published more than 50 publications in various journals of repute. Dr. Ashok has received several recognition and awards from IBRO, ISN, Indian Pharmacological Society, ECNP, ICMR, etc. He has membership in many professional bodies, including the Indian Pharmacological Society, Indian Academy of Neuroscience, and Indian Pharmaceutical Association, International Society for Neurochemistry, and IBRO, SFN USA. Now I would like to invite our second keynote speaker, Dr. Ashok K. Datta. So you are not audible. So your voice is not coming. Wait, wait, sir. So your voice is not coming. So kindly speak something. Please raise your volume at your device.
नहीं सर, म्यूट शो हो रहा है, अनम्यूट कर दीजिए। गूगल मीट का अनम्यूट कर दीजिए सर, गूगल मीट का म्यूट दिखा रहा है। हाँ, गूगल मीट का म्यूट दिखा रहा है। अभी सर आवाज नहीं आ रही। नहीं सर, लीड लगाइए, अब एक बार लीड लगाइए। नहीं सर, आवाज नहीं
जबरदस्त सेट किया हुआ
सर, देखिए
है जबरदस्त
ओके सर, एक बार यहाँ से देखिए।
म्यूजिक की वीडियो
मेरा मेरा ज्वाइन मेरा ज्वाइन हाँ, सुबह ज्वाइन हो जाता है। हेलो 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 सर आप कर रहे हो?
वही करेंगे बड़ा हम लोग।
Hello.
Sir, kindly continue.
Now is it okay?
Okay.
Very much okay, sir.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
दो शेयर ठीक है मैडम।
Hopefully my slides are visible to all.
F5 करना है पुलिस के।
Hello.
Yes, sir, they are visible.
Yeah. So thank you for inviting me to deliver a lecture on this very actually needed topic at that time. So I am first thankful to Professor Manish Zemini as well as Professor Manish Victoria for inviting me to share my thoughts on something about like the recent needs. I also thankful to the administrations to really provide this platform where that we can meet and discuss the recent challenges. If we see the past 2 3 years, the drug discovery as well as our need to treat the diseases
Sir,
has significantly changed.
kindly slide show on the
full screen full screen F5 full screen
F5 दबा देंगे।
kindly press the button F5.
और full screen हाँ ये
Kundan, let it go like this. Don't disturb.
Sir, continue, sir. Sir, please continue.
Is it in a full screen mode now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So in the last 2 3 years, actually, there are significant challenges for the drug discovery as well as the pharmacy profession particularly. So we see that there is a change in the demand of the drugs, specifically in this changing scenario about the disease pattern. So considering this, we also really required a accelerating drug discovery program. So similarly, I also would like to share some challenges here with the traditional drug discovery program. Then how can we meet up these challenges by the recent development or the new techniques through the computational approach and the machine learning, where we can find some solutions, or I will say some reliable solutions for our unmet need. So first, if I would like to connect you with the drug and the medicinal particularly used. So I think if I expect, understand the audience, mostly are from the pharma field, they know the basic about the drug. But if I would like to connect that are basically a chemical entity which can modulate the course of the disease as well as it can also treat the disease. That might also have a biological entity if we consider the antibody-based therapeutics. Similarly, they also are the chemical entities like small molecule, which all we know about the like the routine medication paracetamol, aspirin, and all. So these are the small molecules. We do have a primary requirement for the any particularly I would say any drug. It should have an efficacy and it should also have safe in the use. Efficacy means it should treat the disease, and while using it, we the human beings or the person who is exposed to this medicine, they should not develop any other element due to the use of these drugs. If we see the drug discovery program right now, actually, so it is a very hard task. If we see that there are the different patterns where we earlier actually got some good drugs. So occasionally it is a serendipity. Actually, mostly we know from our beginning of the class, we were told that how penicillin were discovered by a Scottish bacteriologist Alexander Fleming. Just watching some a experiment, a different phenomena, then later on it has been developed as a drug, and we currently also using different form of the penicillin. So that is serendipity, and by the observations actually we have received from them. Similarly, more frequently they are developed as a part of the organized efforts to discover new drugs to treat a specific diseases. This is the conventional drug discovery program currently all industries and academic research are doing. If we see here in the right side of the corner, there are the different way we usually go at drugs. Mostly, there is a serendipitous discovery that contribute around 14.8%. Then non-serendipitous drug discovery that is 64.7. It means the larger proportion of the drug which we are currently using it is coming from the our organized efforts from the academia industry. Moreover, we have done some refinement program like we have a different form of the scoring from the first generation to the seventh generation. So by making refinement, we also got some new drugs that we call it derivatives. So if in general I will say it is a very hard tedious job like hunt a needle in the haystack section. See like that, then we will able to get the drug. If we go through a that how much we should travel to reach our final destinations. So to sum up with that, it is a long process, like 10 to 15-year process. Again, it involves high cost. Moreover, there is a probability of the failure is more than the success. If we can compare to the last slide, like finding a needle in the haystack means it's a 99% probability to have a failure in our efforts. So we may not be successful. Similarly, since it is a long journey, we do not know where we will lose our targets. If we see that it is around 7 million compound has been started at the initially, then the different preclinical pharmacology, preclinical safety, clinical pharmacology and safety, it may finally come up with our two products if someone is successful, that there is a good idea. So from the discovery to exploratory development and full development, it took around approximately 15 years, and it is around 2.5 billion dollar. So the time as well as the money, as well as there is a high risk in that. If we see that how there are the different valleys of the death, valleys of the death means from the one stage we are going from the next stage, what is the chance of the success. So initially here we see that there are the different stages from the target validation, compound screening, lead optimization, preclinical test, phase 1, phase 2, and ultimately there is a approval to launch. 90% usually fails in the clinical trial, although there is a extremely effort has been made with a good idea from the laboratory to the initial screening to the optimizations and the preclinical test we were successful. The success percentage is here. Here you see 3%, 6%, 17%, 7%. While translating from the preclinical stage to the clinical, there is a significant problem. If we have seen the efficacy of any drug, like 100 drug at the preclinical stage, it is probable that 90 molecule will not enter for the hospital for their clinical trials. So that's how actually this particular translational changes the drug discovery program is facing. These are the different stages here, like phase two, phase three, where we usually fix the different goals, efficacy as well as toxicity in the humans. Phase one actually pharmacokinetic. Preclinical test usually this has been done at the laboratory stage. Compound screening, it may be a virtual and then high throughput screening, target validations that come to usually the basic science. This is a continuum process. If we see the major failure, like factors failure in this distribution, as I mentioned that around 2.5 billion dollar is required when we start thinking about the idea that has to be converted in a successful drug, as well as we also have to invest in 15 important years of life. So these are the different factors where actually there is a chance of the failure. Mostly the drug which has shown a good result, like it is binding with target as well as it is also showing some initial pharmacological response when they are moving ahead in the top stages for the further development stages, they lost the efficacy. Means animal the drug was showing good effect in the cell culture, drug was showing good effect in the particular animal studies, but while checking at the clinical stage, you usually do not see any effect. So 30% of the molecule usually while like they did not show any effect in the cross species experimental design. Similarly, the pharmacokinetic issue, like we see a good experimental molecule, it has shown a good efficacy, good response, but it does not have a solubility. So if it is not soluble, how can we convert it into dosage form? How can we give them the product? That's how actually there is a pharmacokinetic failure. Similarly, we are injecting drug in the human body, it is metabolizing very fast. So like within half an hour, the drug has been eliminated from the body. So हर आधे घंटे में आपको एक दोबारा drug की dose चाहिए. This is not feasible. So that's how in the different pharmacokinetic parameters, it usually do not choose to convert final agent drug. Similarly, it shows the toxicity symptoms, clinical toxicity, some commercial reasons also. Like we do have a good drugs, good efficacy molecules, but we do not find many patients. So if the patients are not there, who will buy their drugs? So how industry will work for that? So for the commercial reasons, many drug has been abandoned to make a final form of the drug to reach the population. Some other miscellaneous reason might also be there. So now onwards, like in the recent paradigm, actually there is a complete paradigm shift which is really needed to us. Like putting $2.5 million as well as like spending $2.5 billion and 15 years back, actually. We and there is a success rate is very less. So how to change that? Whether like we can shorten it, like Corona appears in the 2019, if we would have get a vaccine after 15 years, might half the population might get vaccine. So we need a very fast drug discovery process compared to the conventional methods. How can we shift? How can we change the paradigm? Similarly, how can we improve the success rate? Like currently, we see the 90% drugs usually. Can we increase the success of that drug? Do we have earlier information? Can we use earlier data available to make more idea as a cohesive so that we will have a good particular success rate? So this is the old paradigm actually where there is a sequential pattern. Like first we have to do target validation, then we have to synthesize compound, then we have to screen them, then we have to do animal pharmacological effect, then phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. This is the sequential method. Can we change it to the parallel? Like whatever the stages, it can be expedite by running them parallel. Like toxicity studies and efficacy studies can be put in parallel rather than like doing a target validation first and then screening. Can we do them together? Similarly, multi-phase then data. Like after one phase, we get the results, then we go for the next stage. Or in a like earlier defined protocol, and we have an adaptive protocol, we do have a more flexibility to manipulate the protocol of the study. Similarly, milestone led to base the knowledge led. Milestone means whether the molecule when reach at that, then we go in the next stages. Whether it will cause that safety pattern, then we will develop a formulations. So can we do a knowledge led study? Means whatever earlier knowledge available, we can use them empirical to predictive. Like currently, like we can we predict the toxicity to the molecule very early compared like a routine histological or toxicity study. Hidden intuition कई बार ऐसा लगता नहीं नहीं ये ड्रग तो अच्छा है तो आगे जाएगा इसकी वजह like out of that can we use a transparent logic why it is like going ahead. We cannot put our $2.5 billion on the gut feeling, so that's why we should have a transparent logic from the beginning, subjective to the objectives. Like कि मेरा ड्रग है तो मुझे आगे ले ही जाना है इसकी बजाय how can we deliver something good for the patient's safety or patient well-being. That's actually useful. So if we go for the drug discovery, that really need a multi-objective optimization. Multi-objective optimizations really actually means that it is not only that target proteins that should interact with the drug. It not only bind, it should also absorb. It should also permeate the gut wall or cell walls. It should be metabolically stable and can be synthesized. Sometimes, like when the computational approach appear, we may like a imaging a scaffold very and it shows very like good binding efficacy, affinity as well. Everything is good. We do have a good solubility, but at the last we see that it is not possible to synthesize at the laboratory or sometimes at a large scale. And it may synthesize at a laboratory scale, but it cannot synthesize at a large scale. So we have to think together on all these parameters to faster the drug discovery process to achieve our goal to have a safe and optimum balance in between of that. Optimum balance means if the molecule is metabolically stable for the 3 hours, can we go ahead? If it is, we can adjust for the 6 hours, can we go ahead? So that's how we have to tune up ourselves in between also. If we go for like lead discovery and optimizations, basically it looks a very straightforward approach that we can get a hit compound, then we will convert it as a lead compound, then we will go ahead. But it is not the case. It is a loop actually where significant time actually has been lost during the drug discovery. Similarly, like once heat actually goes to the synthesis, then it goes to the molecular coordinate crystallography, then in vitro activity, toxicological study, then pharmacokinetic studies. The information which we get here that has been included in the optimization cycle, we will get another molecule. That molecule again go with this same cycle to convert as a lead. So we are not able to predict earlier that how much cycle really we do need to make a key molecule to the lead molecule. Then ultimately it go to the preclinical studies, candidate clinical studies, and if we see similar loop, actually basically the loop is bigger at initial stages, then it is go to slower and slower. So how can we close this loop rather than it is expanded? So whatever we information we get on the first hit molecules, then converting the second hit molecules, so we can think together and we can we skip some step in between that so that we can faster particularly this. So currently the technique which is like emerging now, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning and deep learning. So how these will help us to the faster the drug discovery. So if I would like to make a little bit connect with these terms, the artificial intelligence where the science is making computer do things requiring human intelligence. AI is any computer program that does something smart. Like we are typing instead of writing, it is typing. So, like instead a biological brain which is working, it is something computer and the in silico things are working that will be called artificial intelligence. That is a similar like any software usually is doing, like calculator that is artificial. In the machine learning, that software itself able to take some cognizance on that side, like some algorithm. Like we are providing some logics, like one or two, one plus two is equal to three. If three it is equal to three, then we do that things. So that's how that we can give some learning to the machines, and then machine improve with task that for machine learning. Deep learning is a next generation machine learning which currently now emerging that includes multiple layer of the learning from massive data sets, and deep learning decisions and data classification are required to refine as each layer produce the accurate results. It being basically like we learn that we have traveled on a road. So today we observe some kind of the driving difficulty. Can we are including these things in our memory when we will go at the second time on this road. We are like particularly give attention on that particular point. So in the software, in the machine learning, we will gain training that you have to travel on this road on that day. But the deep learning, it really learn from the situational things and then it used for the final outcome. So that's how it particularly useful for the discovery. So can we do like in silico model help in accelerating the loops actually, as I mentioned earlier, that this is loop actually. So in silico technology can help us by big library of the molecular designs. So as I mentioned earlier, like 7 million compounds has been taken initially. So who will choose these 7 million compounds? Is it feasible to choose by manually? How much time will it take to choose manually? How can we choose to like which is like a compatibility to synthesize or not? Where will we find them? So that's how actually to screen the big library of these silico methods can help us to discount the spectra activity relationship of the chemical library. Now we know if there is a complex step there are multiple functional groups are available. So how can we like a correlation that which functional group will increase the activity of that compound or decrease the activity of that compound? So by the in silico and the computational technique, it is like it can be done very fast. Similarly, in vitro data are limited, inexpensive, and time consuming. So, like if we do have earlier information that if that kind of functional group that will lead to some toxic symptoms. So, if we are repeating with any compound which have the same functional group the in vitro testing, it will take a lot of time. So and it will also consume much particularly money. So to shorten this, basically the computation technique can help us. Then identification of the biomarkers, a large pool of data can be screened, like a big library of the molecules can be screened by in silico method. Similarly, large population data can be screened that around like a Jaipur size population, the city size population can be screened by the in silico what kind of the molecular signature the population usually has. So and that way we can develop a pattern of that. Similarly, computational models can be quick but preliminary predict the pharmacokinetic and bioactivity of the compound. We can also use for the toxicity. These are the questions actually that can be answered by the computational models. Basically, the target protein that would compounds bind and modulates, like we usually do the in silico binding study, the simulation study, and all. Similarly, it can also tell that whether my compound binds specifically to that protein or it also interacting with the other protein. If it is interacting with the other proteins, then there is a more chance that it will give some undesirable side effects. Like we would like to take this medication for some depression study. If it is binding with the CNS, it also interacting with the some autonomic system, is changing the noradrenaline or adrenaline concentration. It may, the subject may get the cardiovascular event. So that's how we can able to predict earlier. That's what will be the whether my design molecule give a specific effect or unspecific effect. Similarly, we can also use these to give a questions that we have developed a scaffolds and how many scaffolds are already reported in the literature. How many compounds are already been synthesized that have similarity with the structure which we are thinking about. Similarly, how does my compound bind to the protein structure and कितनी देर के लिए वो bind रहता है वहाँ पे? That kind of the questions can be answered. How can I modify the structure of the my compound to enhance its pharmacokinetic and bioactivity? So that's kind of the question we get. The answer we can get from the AI and in silico technique. Similarly, where can computational drug discovery aid the drug development pipelines? Pipeline means whatever road actually we have discussed earlier. That can help us in the target validation. Similarly, after deciding on a particular protein, a drug target, computational drug discovery can add to discovery of the lead, and in lead, what kind of the functional group has to be removed and add. So they basically help in the optimizations. Similarly, these compound method for the how we will synthesize it. So which compound can we take first? So it will help us to selecting the compound selection in selection of the compound. These are the different forms of the like computational techniques. Bioinformatics, where we actually analyze the protein structure, the gene structure, and all. In that way, we are able to know the targets. Similarly, the structure biology, the orientation of the different proteins, the crystallography, and these techniques will tell us for the target validation. Similarly, the co-crystal structures will tell us that how usually our lead compound is binding to that. Similarly, the informatics and the system biology both approach will tell us that how it will really correlate with the population, the gene data, and similarly the variations among the drug response. So in that's how in these the different branches can help us at the different development process. I think many of the PG and postgraduate student, postgraduate and doctoral student, they are familiar about that. Similarly, that how can we use computational technique for a structural based designs. So if we know the structural structure of the receptor, receptor means the protein where we would like to like manipulate or modulate through the exogenous drug, and ultimately we will get the response. That's how actually by analyzing the different pockets, whether my structure is compatible or not, that's how actually it will help us to the structure based drug design. Similarly, sometimes of the ligand based drug designs, we are searching for the similar compounds. Like we know that some there is a natural compound which shows some efficacy, so we will find in the database how much similar compound it has. Similarly, if we know the agonist, and if medicinal chemistry students are known, if smaller structural modification will make a agonist compound as a balance. So if we can search in the database for the similar compound that might be a potential agonist or antagonist for our desired protein, so that's how will help also help us in ligand based. It also gives us a different molecular properties very quickly. Like thousand of the drug structure property correlation we can calculate it, which is manually used. And by these structural property, we can make a correlations with the drug, how it is like about solubility, about the partition coefficient, about its stability, as well as whether it will be absorbed, whether it will be able to penetrate in the brain and all. So that's how we can make a like correlation with that. Similarly, we can also compare the different structures to predict the activity as well as toxicity and biotransformation. Then we can also predict some kind of a pharmacology. Similarly, so these are the different computational techniques which can help us in a different way in the lead optimization cycle, which I already told you. Molecular modeling. Through molecular modeling, we can design a better drugs. For the compound and synthesis evaluations, we can make a better compounds, which is like theoretically as well as the practically possible in the lab as well as the industrial scale. Similarly, we can predict and we can faster the toxicity as well as the initial in vitro screening. Similarly, by computational techniques, we can also faster the SR evaluation that how one structural modification will change the biological activity. Similarly, it will also help us by these things we can prioritize our candidate molecules because if it is a risky business as well as it requires a lot of money. So we cannot take every molecule at the end stage. It has to be somewhere some molecule has to be terminated to save the time as well as the money. So we have to take some tough decisions which molecule will go ahead, which molecule will remain actually at the laboratory scale. So by analyzing earlier data, actually we can make a decisions whether in which quadrant I will can keep my molecules where actually I do have a more probability for the success. If there is a class 1 drug, it means there is a higher efficacy and superior, it has a low toxicity. Similarly, if there is a efficacy is adequate, if toxicity is high, similarly the efficacy is adequate, toxicity is manageable. Similarly, efficacy and toxicity is high. By the computational pattern, we computational analysis, we can make a classification of the molecule which are in the pipeline so that we can put resources on the right candidate. So that's how actually in this particular way I will say that class 1 molecules will go first. And the class 2 and the class 4 molecules should be dropped out as early as possible. If we will make it early decisions about the failure, it is a huge success for the drug discovery program. It will save money as well as it will also save time. So this bioinformatics tool actually which will help us to improve the drug discovery program. It can analyze, compare the gene, protein, and the genome because like biological response is entirely different compared to what we think as at the beginning while usually perceiving the idea. But by these bioinformatics tools, we can speculate that what kind of the genetic variability is there. Because there is among the populations, there are many genetic variations are there. Where some molecules are more like some individuals are sensitive for that, some are not sensitive that. So we can make a correlative problem through the network or correlative pattern through the network biology and metabolic pathway. This is the overview particularly where the different branches and different things which can be like used in the medicinal chemistry. Actually, it helps us to the high throughput synthesis, high throughput screening. We can identify the privileged structure, bioisosteres, which can be like developed through the computational technique, immunoisosteres, scaffold hopping methods, where we can one functional group and another functional group we can make joining of that. Similarly, fragment based, structure based. So in the every form where we do have a good connectivity with that. I think there is a lack of the time, so I have to wind up my presentation fast. But here I would like to add some things like the repurposing actually that currently been emerging, where the network pharmacology will give us a better predictions for the drug. Like we are using these drugs currently to treat some diseases and they are already on the shelf. Can we use these drugs for another element? So by these particular network pharmacology approach, we can faster, like we can be fast for it because the toxicity screening synthesis has already been done. Now we have to repurpose for that another particularly this one. So that's how actually I would like to say that in a different way, actually artificial intelligence as well as the machine learning will help us to particularly I will say the fasten the drug discovery process to save the money as well as I will say time also. So in the machine learning, we can actually reach actually that we do have a big data. By the machine learning and approach, we can actually develop a bridge between where we do have a success as well as the pool of the data, which is really entirely impossible for the manually. I will say make information after the manual intervention. Similarly, that's how actually in a different way, like the AI and ML application will help us in the shaping our life from not only from the medicines but from the energy and telecoms, screen, sunscreen based development, food and like the different kind of the contact material for the living beings, environmental, everywhere we can use this machine learning and AI applications. So that's how actually the promise which AI actually give us, we need actually a appropriate data sets to make this use of AI and ML for our benefit. If our data set is not appropriate, we cannot make the information. Continuously evolving science and disease pattern, we have to understand that. Similarly, ability to generate the test and evolving biological hypothesis. So that has to be included in the AI. It automatically will not able to integrate. Multi-parameter optimizations and adaptability to the research culture. We should also adapt in the lab. So thank you for that, for patiently listening. If you do have some questions,
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Professor Dr. Piyush Sharma, sir, to brief this session.
Am I audible? Yeah. Ashok sir, am I audible to you also?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. You delivered a wonderful lecture. And in this session, actually, the thing you shared that drug discovery is not an easy task. It takes around 10 to 15 years and billions of expenses. And even that it is not sure that we will be able to find a new molecule. So both the things we can say that a very tedious task and a very important thing you said that earlier whatever discoveries were there that were just accidental we can say just like penicillin. But nowadays with this AI and ML machine learning and with this deep learning we can predict better as compared to earlier. So with these various bioinformatic tools and molecular modeling tools, we can better predict. So in comparison to earlier, that is much more easier and more probability of the fruitful. So the good informations were shared by you. So very, very thanks, sir, for delivering such a wonderful lecture. Thank you. And after a long time, I can say that we are talking.
After 2008, I think.
या बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत अच्छा। मुझे आज पता लगा कि आपका सेशन है, मैंने कहा बहुत बढ़िया, सर से बात होगी ऑनलाइन, बहुत बढ़िया जी, थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request our convener, Professor Dr. Manish Jamni, sir, to honor our chief guest, Mr. Parichit Mengi, sir, with a memento. Now, I would like to request our Honorable President, Professor Dr. S.C. Jain, sir, to honor guest of honor, Mr. Puneet Bhargav, sir, with the memento. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request our Registrar, sir, Mr. Gajendra Singh Yadav, sir, to honor our President, Professor Dr. S.C. Jain, sir, with a memento. Now, I would like to request the organizing secretary, Professor Dr. Manish Dev Indoria, sir, to honor our registrar, sir, Mr. Gajendra Singh Yadav, sir, with a memento. Sequence change करें. Now, I would like to request Professor Dr. Shiv Kumar Singh, sir, to honor our convener, Professor Dr. Manish Jamni, sir, with a memento. Now, I would like to request Professor Dr. Chandan Saran, sir, to honor our organizing secretary, Professor Dr. Manish Dev Indoria, sir, with a memento. Now, I would like to request our convener, Professor Dr. Manish Jamni, sir, to honor our first technical chairperson, Dr. Piyush Sharma, sir, with a memento. Thank you, sir. As we have been actively engaged in our discussion and presentation, we understand the importance of taking a break to refresh and recharge. Now it's time for a well-deserved lunch break. So kindly all take a lunch break and please be back on your